Billionaire mocked the waitress in Arabic. But her fluent reply left him silent. Imagine walking into a luxury restaurant where everyone judges people by their clothes, their job, or the money in their bank account. Now imagine a billionaire laughing at a young waitress, believing she could never understand the cruel words he whispered in Arabic. What happened next shocked every customer in the restaurant and proved that kindness will always be stronger than arrogance. Stay with me until the end, because this story might change the way you treat people forever. Before we begin, if you love heartwarming stories that restore your faith in humanity, please subscribe to Kindness Echoes, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from and what kindness means to you. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories with the world. On a busy Friday evening in New York City, one of the most expensive restaurants in Manhattan was filled with wealthy guests celebrating business deals and special occasions. Every table was reserved, every server was rushing from one customer to another, and the atmosphere was filled with elegance. Among the hardworking staff was a young waitress named Layla. She always greeted every customer with a warm smile, no matter how tired she felt. She believed every guest deserved respect because kindness cost nothing. That evening, a famous billionaire businessman walked into the restaurant with several wealthy friends. Everyone recognized him. Expensive watch, designer suit, luxury car waiting outside. People whispered as he took his seat. The manager personally welcomed him and instructed the staff to give him perfect service. Layla was assigned to his table. She politely introduced herself and asked if they were ready to order. At first, the billionaire barely looked at her. As she poured water into their glasses, one of his friends laughed and spoke to him in Arabic, assuming nobody around them would understand. The billionaire smiled and replied in Arabic, "Look at this waitress. She probably dreams of making in a month what I spend on lunch. People like her should know their place." His friends laughed loudly. Layla heard every single word. She understood every sentence perfectly, but she kept her composure. She simply smiled and continued serving the table with professionalism. Throughout dinner, the billionaire continued making rude comments in Arabic. He criticized her accent in English, joked about her uniform, and even said she was invisible because people only noticed wealthy customers. The other diners had no idea what he was saying, but Layla understood everything. She never argued. She never raised her voice. She simply continued doing her job with grace. Finally, dessert arrived. Layla gently placed the plates on the table and looked at the billionaire with calm eyes. Then, in flawless Arabic, she softly said, "Sir, my father always taught me that the true measure of wealth is not found in a person's wallet, but in their character. I hope one day your heart becomes as rich as your bank account." The restaurant became completely silent. The billionaire's smile disappeared instantly. His friends stared at him in disbelief. They couldn't believe the waitress had understood every cruel word they had spoken. For the first time that evening, the billionaire had nothing to say. Layla politely wished them a pleasant evening and walked away without another word. The manager, who had noticed the silence, approached the table and asked if everything was all right. Before anyone else could speak, the billionaire quietly replied, "Everything is fine." But inside, something had changed. As he watched Layla continue serving every customer with the same kindness and respect, guilt slowly replaced his pride. After dinner, the billionaire asked to speak with Layla privately. She approached the table, expecting another complaint. Instead, he stood up. Looking directly into her eyes, he said, "I owe you an apology. I judged you because of your job, and I embarrassed myself. You showed me more dignity in a few minutes than I showed you all evening." Layla smiled gently. "Everyone makes mistakes," she answered. "What matters is what we choose to do after we realize them." Those simple words touched him deeply. Before leaving, the billionaire left a generous tip, but more importantly, he wrote a handwritten note. It read, "Thank you for teaching me a lesson money could never buy." Weeks later, the billionaire returned to the restaurant, but this time he came alone. He greeted every employee respectfully, thanked the kitchen staff, and asked specifically for Layla to serve his table. During dinner, they talked about family, education, and life. Layla shared that she had studied languages because her late father believed learning different cultures helped people understand one another. She wasn't just a waitress. She was working 2 jobs while saving money to finish graduate school. The billionaire realized how wrong his assumptions had been. Inspired by her determination, he quietly offered to fund a scholarship program for hardworking hospitality employees who wanted to continue their education. He never named it after himself. Instead, he simply called it the Kindness Scholarship, because he said kindness had changed his life more than success ever had. Years later, hundreds of students had graduated through that scholarship. Many became teachers, nurses, business owners, and community leaders. Every single one of them heard the story of the waitress whose kindness transformed a billionaire's heart. Layla never considered herself extraordinary. She believed anyone could choose kindness, even when facing disrespect. She often said that responding with anger creates more anger, but responding with dignity plants seeds that may grow into something beautiful. And she was right. That single evening inside a restaurant became the beginning of countless acts of generosity that spread far beyond those walls. Sometimes the greatest victories don't come from proving someone wrong. They come from proving that kindness is stronger than cruelty. We never know what battle someone is fighting or how one gentle response can change a person's future. The billionaire entered the restaurant believing money made him powerful. He left understanding that true strength comes from humility, respect, and compassion. If this story touched your heart, remember this simple truth. Never underestimate anyone because of their job, appearance, or background. Every person carries a story you cannot see. A few kind words can heal wounds that money never can. Thank you for spending your time with Kindness Echoes. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness always echoes farther than cruelty ever will, and together let's make the world a little brighter, one act of kindness at a time.